You are not going to make it to 30 days. Nobody has. Nobody ever will. And by the time this video ends, you will understand exactly why. But here is the dangerous part of this question. You are probably already sleep deprived right now. Not dramatically, not obviously, but quietly, in ways your body is already paying for. So yes, we are going to talk about the extreme. We are going to talk about what happens when the human body goes without sleep for days and then weeks. But somewhere in the middle of this video, you might realize this is not really about a hypothetical. It is about something that is already happening to you. Let's start at the beginning. You have pulled an all-nighter before. Most people have. You stayed up too late, had too much to do, or simply could not turn your brain off. You remember the gritty eyes, the strange floaty feeling around 3 in the morning when the world gets quiet and slightly unreal. Everything feels harder. Simple decisions take longer. Small frustrations feel enormous. That is what 24 hours without sleep feels like. And here is something most people do not realize. Research shows that staying awake for a full day impairs your brain the same way as being legally drunk. You are not intoxicated, but your reaction time slows, your judgment weakens, and your ability to read situations correctly drops. The most dangerous part is that you cannot feel it happening. You think you are fine, but you are not. You simply cannot tell the difference anymore. Most people recover after one night of sleep. The body is forgiving at first, but keep pushing, and it stops being forgiving. By day 2, something changes in your brain that coffee cannot fix. Your brain does not simply get more tired. It starts taking sleep in secret. Scientists call these microsleeps, brief moments where parts of your brain shut down without warning. They last only a few seconds, but during that time, you are not fully conscious, even if your eyes are open. If you are sitting on a couch, this is confusing. If you are driving, this is deadly. And this is only day 2. Your immune system is already under stress. Your blood pressure rises, your stress hormones climb, and your body shifts into emergency mode. You are not just tired anymore. Your body is fighting to keep itself functioning. By day 3, the brain begins to lose its grip on reality. You may see things that are not there or hear sounds that do not exist. Shadows move, walls seem to breathe, and your mind struggles to separate imagination from reality. Sleep is not just rest. It is the process that keeps your perception stable. A famous example of this happened in 1964, when a 17-year-old student named Randy Gardner stayed awake for 264 hours as part of a science project. 11 days, still the verified human record. By the 3rd day, he could not identify objects by touch. By the 4th day, he developed delusions. At one point, he became convinced he was a famous football player. He struggled to remember basic information and had difficulty finishing sentences. He eventually recovered, but he later described the experience as feeling like early Alzheimer's caused by sleep loss. He was 17 years old and felt like his mind was slipping away. So what happens after 11 days? After 20? After 30? This is where the science becomes darker. There is a rare condition called fatal familial insomnia. People who develop this disease gradually lose the ability to sleep entirely. Not difficulty sleeping, complete loss of sleep. The part of the brain that controls the sleep-wake cycle becomes damaged, and no matter how exhausted the person becomes, sleep never arrives. And once that happens, the decline begins. First come hallucinations, then tremors, then confusion and loss of coordination. Eventually, dementia develops, and the body begins to fail. The disease is always fatal. The cause is not just brain damage, it is the absence of sleep itself. Scientists have also studied sleep deprivation in animals to understand what extreme sleep loss does to the body. In laboratory experiments, rats deprived of sleep die within 2 to 4 weeks. The pattern is always the same: weight loss despite eating more, collapse of the immune system, drop in body temperature, and failure of internal organs. 2 to 4 weeks. That is what happens when sleep disappears completely. There may be no version of this story where a human reaches 30 days without sleep at all. Now here is the part that matters most. Your brain cleans itself while you sleep. This is not a metaphor. During sleep, a system activates that removes toxic waste products that build up throughout the day. Substances directly linked to neurodegenerative diseases when they accumulate over time. Every night you sleep, your brain performs maintenance. Every night you do not sleep, that waste remains. It builds slowly, quietly, and over years it leaves a mark. Sleep is not wasted time. Sleep is maintenance. It is the process that keeps the system running. You do not need to go 30 days without sleep for this to matter. You only need to spend years sleeping less than your body requires. 6 hours when you need 8. The damage is slower and less dramatic, but it accumulates steadily. You may not notice the change. You simply adapt to a slightly worse version of yourself. A little less focused, a little less patient, a little less clear-headed than you could be. Every night you sleep, your brain organizes memories, stabilizes emotions, repairs muscles, balances hormones, and strengthens your immune system. Your heart rate slows, your blood pressure drops, and your body resets for the next day. Every one of those processes stops when you do not sleep. Not slows down, stops. So where does that leave you? Not thinking about a 30-day experiment anymore, probably. Here is what matters. Sleep is not optional. It is the foundation everything else is built on. Your mood, your memory, your energy, and your ability to think clearly all depend on this one habit. You cannot replace sleep with caffeine. You cannot hack it with willpower. You cannot train yourself to need less. Almost nobody can. The question is not whether you could survive 30 days without sleep. You probably could not. The real question is simpler. How much sleep are you getting right now? And what is it costing you? Not in a dramatic medical sense, but in your daily life. In your patience, your focus, and the version of yourself you show up as every day. 30 days without sleep is not possible. But 30 years of not sleeping enough is very common. Millions of people are already running that experiment, often without realizing it. You still have time to change yours. Go to bed.